Welcome to the Conscious Creative Podcast, your weekly dose of soul-to-soul conversation that will have you saying peace out to your 9 to 5 to explore in your sacred calling. The topics center around conscious business and interviews with the folks who started them. We'll be exploring the art of being human and what it takes to live your life fully expressed and financially free. I'm Christina Gomes, and I went from high-paying job as a psychotherapist to leaving it all behind for my desire to travel the world playing my original music, to becoming the CEO and soulpreneur founder of freeyourcreativity.org, where I help visionary leaders create the businesses of their wildest dreams. If you have a sacred calling, stick around. My prayer is that you become the permission slip for the collective as you hear the soul-inspiring stories that call you forth into creative action. Let's get to the soul. Welcome to this live transmission. It's Tuesday transmission day. I love to see who meets me here in this space, who is interested in elevating their standards and their status to that of a high value guide, someone that high paying, fun to work with clients seek out. Now, I know that you've probably been doing your sacred work in the world for a while now. You've been offering workshops, you've been offering circles, you've been offering classes, and all of that is super beautiful. And now is your time to be highly valued. And even if you're just getting started, let me know if you feel like you need to pay your dues. You need to go for 10 years undercharging and undervaluing yourself. We don't do that in my world. Even if you're just getting started as a teacher, guide, mentor, or coach, I'm going to help you to position yourself as high value. Now, that doesn't mean you got to come out of the gates with a $10,000 offer unless you feel confident to do that. But what I'm saying is that people that come into my world, they just elevate immediately. They no longer feel like they need to undercharge or give classes for years on donation before they can claim their right to an abundant life, before they can claim and own the value of the transformations their offers and their workshops and classes and meetings and sessions provide for people. Now, I also help my clients. I'm just diving straight into it. Today's class is going to be on the philosophy of yoga and what it taught me about selling out high value offers consistently. But I wanted to kind of break down what is the difference between a high value offer and something that people just kind of buy, but then never actually go through. So I've developed and created a high value offer checklist. And this is what the 4 key ingredients that I added to my offers to make them irresistible to the kinds of people that already value their self-development, already value the transformation that is possible for them through working with you. Today, I'm talking about yoga, which is super fun. I want to know in the comments, give me a yoga in the comments if you started as a yoga teacher. If you started out with a yoga certification or a practitioner of yoga. Now, I know that so many years ago, maybe like 20 years ago, I took my first yoga class and I was sold. I was sold on yoga. I was sold on the way that I felt. I was sold on the peacefulness that I had in my body. I was sold on the depression that I was moving out of each time that I immersed myself in a yoga class. And so I'm going to share a little bit of my story, but 11 years ago, I was attacked on the job. And if you're not new to my world, then you know this, but I was attacked on the job. I was a psychotherapist for youth in foster care, for kids with behavioral development problems, and I was reuniting foster kids with their families, and I worked in a group home, and it was really important work, and it was also really stressful work. And one day, a particularly stressful day, I was attacked by one of the teenagers. And this led me on a snowball of losing my identity as a psychotherapist first, but also gaining a new beautiful identity as a yoga practitioner. So I decided to go on my own healing journey and I started to practice yoga. And then I went over to Thailand and got a yoga teacher certification. I was like so blessed to be able to do that because I no longer worked at my job and I realized I needed a new path. I needed new direction. What I had been doing wasn't working. And I was really loving psychology and I was really loving looking at the patterns of human behavior. But there was something missing, and that was connection to spirit. That was connection to the depth of me. That was connection to a spiritual path. I didn't have that. I didn't grow up in any sort of religion even. And so at the age of, I think, 28, I went and got a yoga teacher certification and I immediately started teaching yoga around the world. It was like practically immediately I left the certification program and I started to teach. So I'm going to drop some wisdom today on how those philosophies that I learned still stay with me and have helped me to develop high value offers and consistently sell them out to right fit clients, clients that are a dream to work with, clients that are also immersed in their own transformation and self development. And this is really beautiful for you if you are not a yoga teacher, but you are someone who leads. You are someone who stands in front of a crowd and helps people, or even stands and sits in front of one person and helps them. You're going to want to dive into this knowledge and stay with me here because this is going to help you package up your gifts, whether you're a yoga teacher or not, and really bring your offer into the hands of the people you are most meant to serve. So who's excited to dive deeper into this? So after I started teaching, I really also, with each class, with each new country that I went to, with each new set of students that I was honored to bring this wisdom to, I also started to feel yoga like immerse in my life. And so now I don't have an asana practice, really, a daily asana practice. I mean, I move, I dance, I statically dance, I stretch. But as far as a dedicated movement practice that is solely yoga, I've actually transitioned and moved on. I love all sorts of things like Tai Chi and just stretching my body. And really, I love free flowing dance. I love going to a static dance and I love just kind of waking up in the morning and moving my body like a cat. But what has stuck with me is this philosophy of yoga. And in the yoga teacher training that I immersed myself in, I really understood that yoga was more than the shapes that we do with our bodies. Yoga was more than a physical exercise. Yoga was a philosophy and a way of life. And it matched so beautifully with psychology, which was what I had a background in already. And I saw it as a different way to see human behavior and the patterns of human behavior. And so the first high value offer that I created was based in yoga. And it really all is yoga. So let's dive into how these lessons, like these specific lessons that I learned in my yoga teacher training, that I took with me around the world to attract students and clients into my classes. And I still use this wisdom and knowledge to fill up, sell out high value offers, group offers, and also my one-to-one mentorships. So whether you are delivering your offers and your gifts packaged up in a group, or you desire to work with people one-on-one, this lesson is going to be super, super helpful. And I forgot to introduce myself. I'm acting as if you all know me, but if you don't know me, if this is your first time, I'm Christina Gomes and I help multi-passionate coaches, guides, healers like you create high value offers and attract high paying, fun to work with clients into that offer. And we do this work in 3 months inside of my Conscious Creative Business Immersion. Now, I wanted to just talk about this for a moment, but I'm going to give you some more details at the end of this lesson. But this is a 3-month program where we create, launch, and sell your offer together, because I know that the pattern of human behavior is to go slower than is necessary or get distracted by things that don't matter. So continue on to the end of this transmission if you want more details, but I really invite you not to wait. And you get access to all 6 modules. And you want to get started. Like, if I'm going to teach you today why getting started and having that initial spark is so powerful. And if you have that spark and you know you want to be supported, how waiting kind of dims that spark, kind of dims that light, and that's not what we're about here. So whether your tools of transformation are based in yoga or another healing arts modality, helping people transform is most likely your soul's mission. Now, the clients that you have worked with, let me know, like, do you love receiving love notes from them? I want to help you live this sacred calling full time by consistently helping you to sign high-paying clients into your offers. So by the end of the 3 months that we work together, and if you come and stick around for this lesson, you are going to have the forward drive to consistently sign high-paying clients. I want you to receive even more love notes from your clients, but I also want your bank account to be in overflow, because someone with a grand vision like yours should not be living in scarcity. You should not be wondering when your next client is going to arrive. You should know exactly how to create that. And that's exactly what I teach. And these lessons I'm going to download you with today, all around the yoga philosophy that helps me still to this day sell out my offers consistently. This is going to help your bank account also be in overflow so that you can do whatever you want with that beautiful abundance. Whether you want to hire someone to help you to grow your business, whether you want to buy your mom a house, whether you want to buy a plot of land and erect a temple, whatever you want to do with that overflow of abundance, selling out your high value offer consistently is going to help you live that bigger dream. And that's what I'm all about. When you decided to become a visionary leader, I'm sure your visions were bigger than a monthly revenue goal. And your monthly revenue goal being higher than your business expenses is how that dream happens faster. So I'm here to close that gap, to help you shorten the timeline of how long it takes for you to really be in an overflow in your bank account, in your cash flow, so that you can do whatever you want with that. Become an angel investor, buy a whole new wardrobe. I mean, your desire for more money doesn't have to be an altruistic desire, but I know that many of you have that. And whatever your desire is, you can claim that. And in fact, in the comments, go ahead and write what your desire for more money is, because when you know that and you own that, then it is more likely to open the channels of abundant flow to you. And your clients also feel that. They feel that you know and are clear that you want to help people, and you want to help people for a purpose that is bigger than this moment right now, but is so steeped in this moment right now. And so give me an Om in the comments if you're ready to learn some of the deepest lessons I learned over a decade of studying and teaching yoga. So who loves chanting Om? So I don't do that nearly as much as I used to, but one time I lived in an ashram as I was studying yoga, and I chanted Om for 90 days straight. And I was truly a different person after those 3 months. My face was glowing, my digestion was better. I had so much connection to all that is. And the valuable lesson for you as a high value guide is the lesson of repetition. So repetition for me is exactly how this marketing works also. So if you feel like you are repeating your message in the online space, good. It's so simple, this lesson of repetition, but we actually must repeat ourselves in order for our message to really land with the people that we're here to serve. So if you've done the work of unlocking who it is that you're meant to serve, and you have done the work of creating and cultivating a message that is true to you, that lands with high paying clients, then you just get to repeat that again and again and again. I swear, just like the ohms at the end of the class, just like a rolling ohms. I don't know if you've ever been in this like big hug of people rolling ohms. It's so hippie and beautiful, but I have. And it really is a moment where you can feel the connection, because Om really is a primordial sound. They say, and the yogis say, it's the first sound. And so when we connect to that repetitive pulse of all that exists, we also see how repetition and repeating our existing messages, how that really, really works. Now, if you need some help, if you would like some support around unlocking who it is you're meant to serve, and then creating and cultivating that message that is true to you and lands with high paying clients so that they seek you out, so that you are not hiding, but you are sharing a message. Even if it feels like you are a broken record, you are not a broken record. But if you would like support around cultivating that message, that's exactly what we do in module 2 of my conscious creative business immersion in my signature create method. The R in create stands for your resonant energy. And how you expand your resonant energy is you create that message that's embodied, that message that is you, and you share it. You share it confidently, and you share it on repeat, right? This is reminding me to go back to that practice. So whether you go back to chanting Om in your practice and in your daily life, or you simply understand, okay, I can repeat the sound of my message, the sound of my voice, who I am. I mean, our voices are so, so powerful. That's why this Om chanting practice was the most powerful practice that I ever engaged in, because I truly believe the sound of our voice is our expression. It's us in our cells, who we are. And it's like encapsulated in this sound that moves through us. It comes from us, it moves through us, and it touches people. Words are so magical. And the beautiful thing about marketing and getting clear on your message and your marketing message is that is spiritual. That's the sound of you. Cultivated. Your words wrap around the melody and the sound of your voice, and we just get to share words that connect, and share words that land, and share words that make sense. And make sense, I'm going to share about that in just a moment, but share words that make sense and have people touched and wanting and in their desire for what it is that we have to offer. It's such a beautiful process. Amazing. So I want to now talk about your words making sense. So words are free. So many people, they get into this business world and they start with ads. They start looking at all of these funnels and all this tech shit. And it's like, for folks like you and I, it can be off-putting. I know that when I wanted to really start to make good money from my gifts and talents, I went down several wrong paths. And that's why I'm here to help you come back to your path of truth, your path that is already a spiritual path, and to honor that. Because I went down so many different paths that were learning marketing from bros and bozos and people standing in front of cars. And it's like, I love money, don't get me wrong, but this took me away from what is actually working for folks like you and I, which is our words and our message. And baby, that is free. That is free. Your words are free. Your energy and your words sell your offer, and that is free. Now, I'm here to help you get your energy right and get your words right so that they make sense. So I want to tap into this second lesson that yoga philosophy taught me in selling out my high value offers consistently. When I was in my yoga teacher certification, it really got drilled into us. Drilled into us, I guess. But it really got like embedded in our bones to share the benefit of every pose. So when I learned the asanas, when I learned the poses, I also had to memorize at least 3 benefits of each and every pose. Now you might be thinking, wow, that's wild. But it made my classes so much more robust. It made people want to keep coming back to my yoga classes because I wasn't just spouting information to people, but I was helping them to realize why they were all wrapped up in this pretzel like, why it really truly benefited them. And in doing this, it helped their body to relax somatically. It helped their body and their nervous system to relax into the pose and realize that this was for their highest benefit, their highest joy, their future life, their transformation. And we got tested on this. We actually got tested on not just if we could memorize the Sanskrit name, and this is truly important. So pay deep attention to this, because it's not the Sanskrit name that helped my yoga students to get into the pose more deeply and to then get the benefit of that pose. It was me being there for them to help them see the benefit of that pose. When I could help my clients visualize their internal organs and how maybe this twist was helping them to release some gunk and toxins from their system and overall help them to have a clear flow of energy. And overall, what that did for them was to help them clear up their skin, help them be more present with their family. And like the true outcomes of every pose, help them to have more confidence. If it was a heart opener, yeah, maybe a benefit would be to like open up the cardiovascular system, but like cardiovascular system, someone that's coming to yoga for the first time and they hear that, it's going right over their head. But if I'm telling them, you opening your heart is going to give you more confidence, it's going to help you create better relationships in your life because your heart is open and you have the confidence to share with people and share yourself and be vulnerable in your relationships. And that creates a depth of security in your relationships and a depth in your relationships. And then you create better, longer lasting, deeper relationships in your life. Ooh, people are going to be open in their heart, aren't they? They're going to be standing there in all sorts of heart opening poses because they're understanding what is the value for them in their lives. Instead of me just going, Ashwarya Bhava, which means like the feeling of open-heartedness. So like nobody understands Sanskrit. Like I did have a monk as a teacher who was a Sanskrit scholar. And so we did learn Sanskrit, and there is such a power in the Sanskrit words. But if I said a Sanskrit word, I also spoke English to the people. If that was their mother tongue, it's my mother tongue. So we spoke English together. And that's what I'm saying. Like, stay with me here because I'm going to land this for you on how it's important for selling out your high value offers. Many of you are going out there in the world and you're talking about your offers and it sounds like fucking Sanskrit to people. It's going over their heads and it sounds like Sanskrit, but it's not. There is a deeper component and feature and benefit of your offer that you just haven't learned how to express yet. And that's why your dream clients are choosing people with half your talent and education and certifications and heart and passion. And that is a bummer. So this is why I do what I do. I help you to market and share a message and create an offer that actually helps people. Yes, because I feel the ripple effect in the world, but because it's such a bummer when people like you who have big dreams and a big heart and really, really, truly want to help people, that you're not able to live your sacred calling full time. You have to work another job, or you got to get it bossed around by some boss that is not on a spiritual path, that doesn't value your creative expression. No, I want you working fully for yourself because the work that you do is truly amazing. And we need to get your offers and your spiritual gifts into the hands of the people that value it. And that's not going to happen if you keep speaking Sanskrit to your people. So let me know if this is making sense. How is this landing with you? But if you keep using words that go over people's heads, then they will choose other people to work with, even though that person might just be good at marketing. That person might just be good at selling, but they're not actually you, who has all this work in helping people to transform and really could deeply help someone, but you haven't used or learned yet how to use the words that make sense for people. So that's why I'm here. So, what are some of the benefits of your offer truly and deeply? And this is what I support my clients around in the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. We go through this in Module 3, where I help you extract the offer, but I also help you express the value of the offer so it does not sound like a foreign language to your people. And it has them going, oh, I get this. This is for me. Thank you very much. Thanks for doing the work you do. How can I pay you? When can I pay you? And this happens to my clients all the time. My client Jennifer, who is a Mayan timekeeper, who works with the Mayan, I don't even know how to explain this, but works with Mayan cosmology and your Mayan time sign. But she learned how to help people understand that her offer is for them by helping the too much woman, by helping a certain person that she knew she could help, helping the too much woman awaken their power and their power to live their life and manifest all of their dreams in their life. And I helped her switch her message from sounding like gobbledygook to someone who's not an expert in Mayan cosmology, and helping those people, her dream clients, the too much women, to see the path. And she created her 9 steps and see the pathway from where they are to where she is and where they want to be, and that dream life with the dream relationship and the fullest expression of themselves, and releasing that too much woman and claiming their power, no matter if it's too much for someone else. And I helped her develop that. And so you can see the difference between, okay, because even in I live in the Mayan, in a Mayan village. So I do actually am familiar with the work that she does. And the Mayan days are in the Quechua language, or the local Mayan language, indigenous language. And so when I am 9 cats in the Mayan cosmology, I don't know what that is. She needed to tell me what it is. But she talks to me, because I also joined her program, but she talks to me like a human and expresses to me what that means in my life. And that makes you drool. That makes you drool over the things that you could create in your life. So let me know if you desire to help more people, because this is the way. If you have a message that lands with your people, you stop speaking Sanskrit, you stop using a language that they don't use, and you develop your message that is in your heart language, it means something to you. It's a message that you're not just copying from another guide, but it's true to you because you've cultivated it intentionally. But it also lands with people who know that they want to make this transformation already. So we don't teach yoga to people that don't want yoga. And it is simple as that. So where are you still sharing a message, trying to convince people that they need your tools, rather than sharing a message, talking to people that have a problem that your tools can solve? This shift is a mind-blowing shift. It is the shift that my clients go through time and time again when they really actually get it, when it really starts to click and they work with me in depth on creating and cultivating that message and making sure that it makes sense, because you might think it makes sense because you're the expert in what it is that you do. So if you're an expert in yoga and so you know all these Sanskrit words, of course it makes sense to you. But if you're not working with other people that are experts in yoga and you're Probably not, because you are helping people that have not yet transformed in the ways that you've transformed. Those are the best, most highest value offers, because those offers are aligned with what you're meant to do. If you've made a transformation, then those offers are the most aligned with you. So I want to go on to a third lesson that I received from yoga that's really, really, really going to help you right now. This lesson is around tapas. So that's a Sanskrit word for perseverance. And this energy comes from our solar plexus. This energy comes from our power. Speaking of power, right? So perseverance. In my world, because I studied this and because I studied it through my body, meaning I lived this tapas, I lived this perseverance for 10 years now, I just know that giving up is it. Giving up, those two words, they're not even in my vocabulary. But I know that most entrepreneurs have come to that crossroads. Some entrepreneurs have this stop-start energy because every month they give up a little. Every month when they haven't reached their highest income goals, or when they have a little bit of a disappointment, or when things aren't happening fast enough, they subtly give up. Now, I help my clients the best I can because that energy just does not exist in my body. I just have not thought about giving up not once. And this type of tapas, meaning strength, perseverance, it's not like a brute force kind of strength of like, I'm just going to push through anything, even if I'm sick or even if it hurts. Like, no, I'm not saying to you push through the pain, because that's not what tapas is about. Tapas is like this very beautiful, focused, intentional energy. And it's about knowing in the depth of me that this is where I am right now, accepting my reality, even if it's not where I'd like to be, while also staying completely focused and present on what I am creating in the present moment, because what I'm creating in the present moment is the foundational blocks of who I am becoming. So I am more interested in my clients in who they are becoming than who they've been. And so I help them release very quickly in my world. They come into my world, and just because I carry this energy of perseverance and tapas and focused presence, they come into that vortex and very quickly are elevated to, I would never give up. I just would never give up. I just would never give up. It's not about pushing through and hurting ourselves. It's about, even when I am taking a nap, even when I go on retreat, even when I'm chilling and I'm not like focused on marketing, this all is leading to the person I am meant to become, which is $1 million high value guide. And so if you've decided that you desire a 6-figure business, a business where you are an overflow of abundance every week, then sure, there is a process in that. And the process happens faster with support and with guidance and those energetic upgrades that you receive from being in my vortex and being with other creatives that I have pulled together very intentionally with. There's an application process for my programs. I'm very intentional about who I let into this space, because we are collectively working on something together that is high value. And so we cannot be in the energy of giving up. So even when I'm in a shavasana type of shape, so who knows what shavasana is? It's the last pose after you've gone into all your warrior poses, you've done all this work, you've built all this heat and fire through tapas, through perseverance, through staying in the poses, even maybe your mind's going, what the F is this? You're shaking. You get shavasana, but shavasana is that last pose that you're on your back. Oh, everyone loves it, right? Maybe you're sweating a little bit. Maybe your mind is finally clear. It's a pose, though. It's a very intentional pose that has really beautiful benefits of you being still, of you being relaxed, of you integrating all that you've learned. So that shape isn't just like anything. It's one of the most important shapes that we can take in our practice. And so it's not like, oh, collapsing and giving up. It's intentionally relaxing. So it's intentionally relaxing into who you are as a yoga practitioner. And so if you can intentionally relax into who you are as a soulpreneur, as someone who just is born for this, and you know that in your bones and in your cells, then you just would never give up. You just come to all of your coaching calls, receive the energetic upgrades. You invest in yourself again and again and again, because you know immersing yourself in your practice of being an entrepreneur is what gets you the results that you desire. So if the results that you desire in your yoga practice is more peace of mind, a more flexible body, more relaxed in your daily work, whatever it is, I mean, do you know what your intention is for practicing? Because that's the first step. Do you know what your intention is for being an entrepreneur? And do you know what your intention is for creating 10K consistent months? Because that is what you get to relax into even when you don't meet that goal every month. Because that relaxed state, that trusting state, that knowing state is what helps you to get there faster. If you are contracted and pushing and complaining, which none of my clients are in that energy of complaining. I don't accept complainers into my offers. They're too high value. But like if you are in a contracted state where you just cannot even believe in yourself, then this is where we begin. And so I help my clients to believe in themselves even when they cannot believe in themselves at all moments, because I just know that this works. I see it happen for my clients. I see it happen for me each and every month. So the methods that I teach in my Conscious Creative Business Immersion is also about mastering the art of it all. So marketing and sales doesn't have to be this thing that leaves you contracted. Just like going to a yoga class, like if it used to have you feeling contracted and now it's like something you live for, your practice is something you live for, then your entrepreneurship journey just gets to be something that you live for. So it doesn't mean that you're never going to get frustrated in your business. And I help my clients if they are frustrated or things aren't working out. I may recommend walking away from the task. I may recommend the inner child work. I may help them go through that inner child work and have a breakthrough on a call with me so that they don't stay in that contracted state and they can work in a workflow. But I also give my clients the actionable steps. I just know that a bunch of strategies and a bunch of steps aren't going to work if we don't also do the deep inner work that has those strategies working for us. Because the same strategy will work for one person who is flowing, who is open to that strategy, who is ready, who is trusting. It's going to work for them on a deeper level and faster than someone who stays constricted, who stays in resistance, who stays in battle mode and battling against their business. And that's okay if that's where you're at. Come into my world, because the resistance starts to melt off of you. You feel immersed. And when there is a bit of resistance, you can bring that to our coaching calls. And that's what we get to work on without shame, without judgment. We just get to bring our resistance with us as we work towards the vision that we said we wanted. So another beautiful lesson that I learned, I wrote down a bunch and I'm just kind of picking and choosing which feel right to me in the moment, is this idea of devotion. Ooh, who loves their spiritual practice because it ignites the kind of devotion in you that makes you feel good? Some people look at yoga as a very disciplined practice, but I just couldn't. I just never could. When I lived in the ashram and I sat at the foot of a monk and I was learning the yoga principles and yoga philosophy, I just felt in such reverence. I just felt in such awe. So what really had me sitting there smiling, receiving the transmissions from the monks, was I was in charge of lighting the incense for the god Ganesha. And I wasn't raised in any devotional practice. I didn't know who these gods were. I still don't know who they are, really. Like, it's not my zone of expertise. I just felt in such reverence for life and for the knowledge and the wisdom that I just received at a whole other level. So anything that you can do in your business rituals, and I teach you the business rituals that have me selling out high value offers month after month and my clients selling out high value offers month after month. But your business rituals don't only have to consist of the spiritual practice that you are already engaged in. What we can do together is shift your perspective around your business tasks and the shit that you have to do in your to-do list. This, my friend, these are my rituals. And I'll even read what they have on there. So, ritual one is to book my coaching calls. So I have a lot of coaches right now because I joined the VIP level of my coaches program. Oh my goodness, when you decide that you have VIP level and you decide that you are deserving of that kind of support, this is also going to amplify your voice, amplify your energy, amplify your message. It's going to naturally dissolve any blocks that your clients have from feeling safe to invest with you because you are someone who receives at that level. So I yesterday booked all of my calls for the month with my coaches. Then I edited and organized my content for my upcoming launch. So if this was just a to-do, that might feel so harrowing. But the way I see my business is this my devotional practice, just like my spiritual practice, just like your spiritual practice, just like you waking up and blessing your body for the day. Whatever you do to maintain your sanity, really, but to maintain your energy and your essence and your practices that you most likely teach to your clients, your tools, whatever you do in such devotion and maybe discipline, but I don't really love that word, devotion over discipline. It's really beautiful. And so I started to see these tasks that I was resistant to as a devotion to my offering, right? When you make an offering to a god, to Ganesha, to Kali, to whoever is your god or goddess of reverence, this is an offering. And my offering is an offering. Your offering is an offering to the fire of life. To the fire of life. You would not have been gifted with such beautiful gifts if you weren't meant to share them and offer them. You wouldn't have gone through what you went through if you weren't meant to share them and offer them. So like, I know that my content, and this is what I teach to my clients, is to how to write content that sells and how to make an offer to their people that lands. But my content is what calls my clients in. It has them knowing that I'm their guide. So your content has your people knowing that you're their guide. So that's a devotion. That's a devotional practice. So my words, my writing, it's not just like, oh, I'm going to organize my content. This is how I work with people. And my work in the world is sacred, right? This is how you work with people and your work in the world is sacred. Then it has, graphics, which I love. I was making graphics for my upcoming launch event. A launch event is an event that I show up and I share the down and dirty secrets for you. And in a launch event, I actually have my people sign up. So I teach all of this in the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, how to have an event, a party, an experience for your people where they know by the end of that free offering that you are their guide. So I wanted to create graphics. I create graphics for each of these events that I hold. And I really infuse these graphics with a lot of presence and devotional imagery. Now, I'm great at graphics. I love playing in Canva, but I also want to give you full permission that if you are not, but you want graphics, hire someone. There are so many people on Fiverr. There's so many people in this group actually that are branding experts, people I've taught and worked with that have come through my Conscious Creative Business Immersion that would love to create graphics for you, and they just have this special artistic touch. So if you don't have that, and every time you make a graphic you feel frustrated and it's like a waste of your time, this is a really, like, energy and time is just as valuable as money. And so now, if I didn't have this skill, I would hire someone to create my graphics. But I love the way my graphics look, and I love it's part of my devotional practice for me to create them because I am good at it. My whole website I designed myself. If I was not good at this, I would hire someone else. So I'm just saying that. Then I followed up with the clients who have applied already for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. Now, I teach you my exact follow-up process so that you're never wondering how to follow up in a way that feels good, that doesn't push people away or repel them or have them feeling like you're on their back. Like, no, following up is a beautiful process. Imagine all the things that you've desired to jump into and you've applied for, and then you just got a little bit into your life. And if they didn't follow up with you, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to join that. So following up is a very beautiful process, and I teach you my follow-up process. In fact, I give you templates and emails and different strategies and frameworks so that you can feel confident in following up with people and having them feel like you have their back, because that's what a follow-up process is. Like, if somebody applies for my business immersion and then never hears from me, like, wouldn't that be a bummer? They wouldn't trust me. So you just get to have a process. And if you don't want to try to come up with that on your own, apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. It's a part of my transformational sales module where I teach you how to hold space for a sale from the moment that somebody comes into your world and you journey them and journey with them all the way to inside your program. And I also help you in module 6 to deliver an epic experience so that your people are so happy that they joined. Every single one of your people are so happy that they joined your program. They write you love notes. They're stoked for the experience that you create together. And this just happens for my clients again and again and again, because I don't just teach you how to market and sell. I also teach you how to hold space for your people and be the best guide, coach, mentor that you can be. What else did I got? I started to write invitations for past clients to join me at the VIP level for my next round. I want to work with people who are dedicated and devoted to their offers. And so I am going to be asking a few special past clients. If you're watching this and you're my past client and you want to continue our work together, no matter when we work together, if you receive a special invitation, just know that not everyone is getting these. And in the VIP level, you get 6 one-on-one calls with me. And it was my VIP clients that I saw that got the best results. And that's for a few reasons. Not only did they get more quality time with me one-on-one, with my eyes one-on-one on their business, they also had that energy of, I am important. They valued themselves enough to get deeper support, and they just kind of got that spark and ran with it a lot faster. So if you are someone that knows you don't want to wait, that knows you want personalized attention, even more personalized attention than what you get in the group, because you do get each week an opportunity to share your voice and have your content reviewed and have your offer looked at. I'm actually in there with you with creative reviews, looking at your curriculum, helping you to expand on the offers that you're making, helping you to write the kind of content, like really helping you. Like, I look at your content and I help you make it more clear. And so often people think they're being clear. I have been called the coach that helps you use people words, because I know you woo-woo spiritual enthusiasts, like, you are using words that even the most spiritual among us don't actually get. And high-paying clients, people who pay thousands of dollars to co-create with you, whether it's $2,000, $8,000, $10,000, $25,000, whatever you are moving into, how much you want the price of your offer to be, people who pay that much, they're not paying for wishy-washy woo-woo results. So go back to the lesson on, are you being clear? And if you don't know if you're being clear, that's where I come in, because I truly help my people use people words that land with high-paying clients only, people who are a joy to work with, people who sign up with you at your VIP level and don't have any questions about the investment. They just want to talk to you to get that kind of formality out of the way. They're not like going, oh, I don't have the money. That's not what this is about. There are so many people out there that have so much money and they don't have the transformation that you have made. And even if they don't have so much money, when you know how to speak to the people who want the transformations and value their energy, value their time, and you learn how to create and you cultivate with me a message that speaks to those people, they find the money. They go out in there and they get the money. It's never about the money. If people are coming to your calls and they say, I don't have money, you don't have a clear message. I swear. So come on down. Let's clarify your message. Amazing. And then I wrote to catch up with my voice notes for my VIP private mentorship clients. Now, I am so in love with my offer. And so I want to talk a little bit about the Conscious Creative Business Immersion and give you a little behind the scenes of what goes on, so that whether you are a yoga teacher, whether you are a spiritual enthusiast, a spiritual practitioner, you're a teacher, a guide, a mentor of some kind, and you want to be living your sacred calling full time, you want to be meeting revenue months that actually have you feeling nourished, that have you feeling in overflow, that you get to not just have your needs met, but you get to thrive and teach and coach and guide without worrying about where your next client is coming from, because I teach you exactly how to attract them month after month after month. You're going to want to apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, and I have only 2 spots left for the VIP, and my invites are going out first to people I've already worked with. But if you know, oh my goodness, I want to be VIP, I want this energy running through me, then click the little button in the application that says you'd like more information on that, and I will give you also the opportunity to talk that through, the difference between the group and the VIP. But the collective is where it's at. Imagine yourself in a room full of people who expand you, who are holding space for you as you charge a price that before might have felt uncomfortable, but they're doing the same thing and they're selling their offers. They're selling 6K offers. My clients are selling 5K offers, 6K offers, 8K offers to one person at a time. They're doing this, and they're not business coaches. They're spiritual awakening guides. They're somatic facilitators. They're trauma informed. They're self-development practitioners just like you. And sure, if you want to be a business coach, I also help business coaches, but I really help people that are they don't want to become a business coach. They want to continue to do the work that they are doing. But there's some kind of like, oh, I can only make money helping people make money. No, that's not true. You're not making money because your message isn't clear, because your offer isn't clear, because people don't know how you can help them. And a lot of people don't know how you can help them. Once you clarify this, your offer is going to take off. People are going to start buying and start buying more regularly. So we do that work in the group. You get 3 months of togetherness, weekly live calls, and you also get 6 modules that you can start today. If you enroll before September 15th, you get all of these modules. And we begin with the week by week coaching, and you get daily access to the group so that you can ask your questions 24/7, so that you can feel supported at all times. And it's so beautiful. These coaching calls are deep. They are full of love. They are really the support that you've been craving. If you've hired courses, if you've downloaded freebies, if you are in my podcast, listening to my podcast and feeling inspired every week, imagine what you could do if you were actually up leveling your skills in selling, in marketing, in offer delivery. And you are up leveling those skills. You would be a magnet for high paying clients. If you want a page full of testimonials of people who are raving about the work you've done, you just get to start now in clarifying your message and calling those kind of people in. I'm so happy to help you transition from workshop facilitator, undervaluing yourself, low prices, to having an offer that is high value, that you know is high value, that gets results for people, that helps people to transform from where they are now to where they want to be. And I help you create that pathway for them. And I help you to create that pathway, that sales journey that takes them from stranger on the internet to all up in your offer, but also giving you those testimonials that are going to grow your business. It's all available for you, and you can get started today, even if with the payment plan, in receiving the material, going through the modules, so that when we start our calls, you are far ahead of the game. Most people, when they join early and they receive the $1,000 off, they make their investment back before the calls begin, because the first two modules are going to shift your perception of yourself and of your clients and of your offer so incredibly that you will elevate to high value status, high value guide, and people will feel that. They'll start reaching out to you, and you will also know how to speak to them in the ways that land. You will know how to speak to them so that they want your offer and that they even re-enroll in your offer. When you have one high value offer, this is all you need to create space in your life, to do your sacred work. You're not scrambling over here trying to create a sales page for this, scrambling over here trying to create 1,000 freebies. No, you're doing your work in the world, and you're doing your work in the world with people that value it. There are so many people. You might be thinking, where do I find clients who pay high ticket? They're everywhere. I'm in rooms full of them. I have created a room full of them. And I join coaching programs that are anywhere from 2K to 10K all of the time. I exist, you exist. Think about all that you've already invested in your education, in your certifications, and maybe you've had a coach, but you want now a coach that's really in your corner. A coach like me that really understands you, that has gone through the spiritual transformations herself. It doesn't matter what your offer is about. I've heard of it. You want to teach people how to astral travel. You want to teach people how to microdose on psychedelics. You want to teach people whatever it is that you're teaching people. I've done it all, and I've heard it all. There's nothing that you're going to shock me with that I don't feel like could be highly monetized and make you an overflow of abundance each week, and have you working with clients that also see the value in what you do, so that you don't have to convince people that your tools are the new way. You just get to talk to people clearly that pay for things like this all of the time. People pay for things like this all of the time. And you don't have to cut your dreads off. You don't have to freaking start buying fancy clothes. Like, I literally got this outfit in secondhand. Like, my hair is wild. Like, there's nothing about me that I had to change to become a high value guide. In fact, I just stayed rooted in what yoga philosophy taught me and saw myself as a high value guide already. And from that space, raised my prices. So inside the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, you also get my bonus course, Deep Money, which helps you to just release the last stagnation of any scarcity mindset or sell set that you might still be holding on to. You may think that you live in abundance, but if you are questioning investing in yourself in every single investment, then your potential clients are going to question that as well. It's all energy when it comes to that. It's a mirror. So if you can do the work inside of Deep Money to release any scarcity, then you will totally be able to raise your rates from a place of integrity, of you knowing how valuable the work that you do is. And I know you are undercharging right now. I know you are undercharging right now. You could probably double your price and you'd still be undercharging, but I'm going to help you to see what is valuable, how to speak to the true value of your offer so that other people value it as well, and you never ever feel like you have to convince anyone ever. All right, this has been an hour of us together. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was so helpful, and I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.